Today is Wednesday, January 1st, 2nd, Wednesday, January 2nd in David's barter community as it is in the rest of the world. On Wednesdays during 2013, our general theme will be social network technology, your social network technology. What is it? How do you use it? How do you measure return on investment with your, or return on resource investment with your social network technology? To get things started for this new year, I wanted to share a very interesting infographic that was published by marketingland.com. It was published on December 31st, and it was the state of social media, and I've got some notes all over it, the state of social media 2012. And by the way, at the end of this brief discussion, I will be making an offer on how you can redeem a $99 coupon in David's barter community, so stay with me. Okay, in January of this year, and I actually picked out of all the things that were were shown in this infographic, I picked out 12 or 13 of them that were impactful to me and my thinking about social network technology, and other than my own, our community's own, and I wanted to share it with you. In January, early January, Pinterest was named the best new startup of 2011. That was just 1 year ago. And the interesting piece of information is that it referred more business than LinkedIn, YouTube, and Google Plus, in that order. And I'm not so sure, that it doesn't go into an explanation of what that really means, but the fact that it actually referred more business is very significant in potentially how you might use Pinterest for your own business. That was the January story. The February story that caught my attention was that Todd Wasserman of Mashable finds that the average person spends 3.3 minutes on Google Plus compared to 7.5 hours on Facebook per month. 3.3 minutes on Google Plus, 7.5 hours on Facebook. That was back in February. I'm sure that the Google Plus figure, I'm sure, has changed upward in the balance of the year. But that 7.5 hours per month on Facebook, the average user, is just rather awesome to me to know that folks spend that much time. And I think a statistic, and I haven't read it for a while, the last time I did read it, which was sometime in 2012, that more than 500 million Facebook users spend in excess of 3 hours a day in Facebook. That is a daunting piece of information, and shows you the power of what social network technology can do. Doesn't say anything about what it can do for your business, just the fact that so many consumers spend so much time. Attention probably should be given if you want to reach a large number of consumers. I'm not saying that's necessarily the best strategy, but it certainly is one to think about. In March, the story that got my attention was Facebook launched Messengers for Windows, giving Windows 7 users access to features without having to use a browser. Very, very important for Microsoft. And of course, most of us probably know that Microsoft and Facebook have a very close business relationship. I'm not so sure. Well, the fact that Facebook has a partnership with Microsoft certainly says that they are interested in Microsoft's technology. The fact that Facebook has over 1 billion profiles is of great interest to Microsoft, and Microsoft is a company that is struggling. There are less and less PC users in this country. As a matter of fact, 2012 is the first year that PCs did not have a 51% market share, if you will, of folks who are online. That is a significant fact that wasn't even mentioned in this social media timeline of 2012. Okay, that was March. April, the story that caught my attention, the infographic that caught my attention was that Facebook once again begins syncing begins syncing email addresses and timeline. That will certainly impact the email marketing or emailing that people do. I am not a big email marketer. I am not an email marketer at all. But the fact that Facebook has synced this into their technology is very, very important to those people who do use email as a marketing tool. And of course, the big story that got the world's attention in May was Facebook's IPO and the initial public offering coming out at $38 a share created a company valued at $100 billion. Once again, one of the most daunting pieces of information ever known ever known to me for sure. I don't know about the rest of the world. And as you dig a little bit to that point, it was done in an 8-year period. And it was done by an entrepreneur who started to build Facebook when he was 20 years old. Those are some of the significant facts. Now, Facebook has slid tremendously since that $38 IPO, and as I just checked, the most recent number that I could get for what Facebook was trading at was a little under $27, so a drop of $11 a share. And the big question, Facebook and shareholders of Facebook, will Facebook pay a dividend in 2013? One last comment about Facebook stock. I was amazed, and it was about 45 days ago, and it didn't make the list. About 45 days ago, the Zuck announced that he was giving $1 billion of Facebook stock to charity, and that is a telling story that a young 28-year-old was able, well, first of all, interested in doing that, and of course able to do that. Okay, June. The June infographic story that got my attention was that 33% of tweeters, of folks who tweet, 33% of them will tweet something about television. And as television, traditional television as we know it, really getting redefined because of the online popularity and how much television can you watch online and how much television do you watch offline. It's a very interesting struggle, challenge, and we'll see what the outcome is of it in time. In July, the infographic that once again caught my attention was users' time on social media grew from 88 billion minutes to 121 billion minutes in the United States. Interesting. I don't know if that is a day, a month, a week, a year, but it's the fact that there was a 30, almost a 40% increase in the amount of minutes, billions of minutes that folks spend in social media. In terms of what that means for someone in marketing, that's where the consumers are. They're in social media somewhere. So as a marketer, you must find out where they are and where they are in terms of what will deliver to you the greatest return on your resource investment for finding them and spending the money and the time and the resources to get them, to find them, and hopefully get them to your brand, to your product, your service, and then get them to buy. I don't know what the impact of likes has been in Facebook. I do know that Facebook makes money every time you like something associated with a brand because they sell that information to the brands. So they're making money. I'm not so sure how much the brand itself, and the fact that Facebook is doing that and you're not making some money, you the consumer are not making some money for your endorsement, for your like, then that's also an interesting phenomenon that exists today. Facebook really couldn't afford to give you money for your endorsement, or they would use up most of the value of their company in paying you. Also in July, we learned that 51% of people ages 25 to 34 connect from work. The Gen Yers are they are a connected generation. By the way, yesterday in our home, there were two Gen Yers, two baby boomers and two Gen Yers. Baby boomer, an individual born between 1946 and 1964, a Gen Yer who was born after 1980. And it just so happened that the Gen Yer was, one of the two was my son. And so we had a very interesting discussion the impact of both ends of the spectrum. There are more than 75 million baby boomers in this country, and it is the largest demographic, but the fastest, the most impactful demographic. Well, the baby boomers are, with their money, obviously, are very, very impactful, and baby boomers will inherit over $1 trillion. But decision-making, a tremendous amount of decision-making is made by Gen Yers. And what percentage are at work? 51% of them connect from work. Okay, in August, actually, I didn't highlight anything. Nothing really got my attention in August. In September, Facebook. Once again, at 12:45 p.m. Pacific time, September something. Doesn't actually say what the date was. It was early September, as I remember. and before September 10th. At 12:45 p.m. Pacific time, Facebook gained its 1 billionth member, and now that put it at the third largest country in the world. What will happen in 2013 if China opens its doors to Facebook? Facebook will become the largest country in the world, is the answer to that question. And also in September, LinkedIn gains 175,000 new members a day as of September 2012, and that is significant. LinkedIn is being recognized as a strong social network technology to conduct business. October. It's a Facebook piece of information again, but more importantly than Facebook, Brazil became the largest active country on Facebook in October of this year. In November of this year, of course, we had elections in the United States, and the most retweeted tweet of Twitter's history was the words, "4 more years." Of course, those words were tweeted by President Obama, the re-elected President Obama at the time. And related to that President Obama's victory, Facebook post was the most posts ever liked, with over 4 million likes. And finally, we come into December. There were 2 events in this infographic that got my attention. The first one being, da-da-da-da, a drum roll for this one. In December, early on December 3rd, Pope Benedict XVI joins Twitter. What a day in history. Imagine the power of the Pope's tweets and the retweeting. He might even exceed President Obama in the retweet. We'll watch that phenomenon very closely in 2013. And finally, it's a YouTube piece of information. PSY Gangnam Style is the most watched video in YouTube history with 1 billion views and growing. It was a big year for social media in 2012. And to launch 2013 with davidsbarter.com, social marketing, social network technology, from now until midnight on Friday, you will be able to redeem a $99 coupon. Good for your choice in David's Barter community. Most folks, well, there's 2 choices that people will choose for $99. One choice will be a landing page in our community, a very optimized, very Googleized landing page for 99 days. You'll be able to redeem that coupon from now until midnight on Friday. And the other $99 can be used for a free. You'll be able to use your $99 for a tutorial that I am conducting. Initially, it's just going to be for 100 people. And that tutorial will be on publishing your 2013 book. It'll be closed sessions, not one-on-one, but closed sessions for that group of 100 people. And you can redeem that coupon for $99 from now until midnight on Friday. To redeem your coupon, you need to go to the smallbizdavidfoundation.org, smallbizdavidfoundation.org, and on the right-hand side of the homepage, you'll see a Contact Us form. Use that form, and that represents your coupon for $99. That coupon for those two offers will be good until midnight on Friday. See you then.